Imagine, if you dare, a creature wandering beneath the merciless desert sun, its once proud form now marred by a grotesque and pulsating honeycomb wound that swarms with dark activity. This is no ordinary injury. The camel's back is riddled with a vast lattice of festering cavities, each a miniature theater of decay where flesh has been chewed and sculpted into a nightmare of raw, oozing tissue. The honeycomb wound is alive, not with healing, but with infestation. This mutilation, a torturous landscape of holes and tunnels, serves as the perfect incubator for an unholy alliance of parasitic invaders, feasting on the camel's flesh and blood. Beneath the sickly exterior lurk the true villain's parasitic larvae. In the quiet stillness of a sun-drenched meadow, a striking white horse stands, its coat gleaming like freshly fallen snow. But upon closer inspection, a horrific sight emerges: a gaping wound, a grotesque hive of bees embedded in its flesh, a scene that could make even the most hardened observer recoil in horror. This is not merely a wound. It is a testament to nature's darker side, a chilling reminder of the intricate and often brutal relationships that exist within the animal kingdom. The bees, once symbols of industriousness and harmony, have turned into a nightmarish infestation, burrowing into the horse's skin, creating a grotesque tableau of life and death. The horse, a creature of grace and beauty, now bears the burden of this uninvited swarm, a living canvas of nature's cruelty. As we delve deeper into this unsettling phenomenon, we uncover the science behind the infestation. These, particularly those of the parasitic variety, can target larger mammals, seeking out soft tissue to establish their colonies. The horse's skin, while tough, is not impervious. The bees, drawn by warmth and the promise of a suitable habitat, in the sun-drenched expanses of the Australian outback, a haunting spectacle unfolds. One that might escape the casual observer, but leaves a permanent impression on the minds of those who dare to look deeper. Picture, if you will, a lone kangaroo, muscular, agile, and the very embodiment of nature's grace. Yet, in a shocking twist of fate, this majestic creature bears a gruesome wound. A swarm of bees has taken residence in its side, transforming a living animal into an unwilling host for a creeping chaos. As we draw closer, the sight that meets our eyes is both disturbing and strangely compelling. Insatiable and voracious, the bees have burrowed into the fat and flesh of this unfortunate kangaroo, creating a pulsating hive nestled deep within its hide, where no natural defense can reach them. The wound is a grotesque juxtaposition of nature's wonders and its horrors. The sweet smell of honey, often associated with beauty and vitality, turns sinister here, weaving a dark narrative woven from survival, adaptation, and the grotesque interplay between species. The site is a veritable hive of activity, quite literally, as worker bees speed in and out, oblivious to the damage they cause. Each buzz serves as a reminder that nature is indifferent, and the line between life and decay is often blurred. For the kangaroo, the infestation marks a slow descent into suffering, as the bees, driven by instinct, feast and proliferate, taking sustenance from the living tissue. It's a macabre dance of life that leaves us questioning the roles we play within the ecosystems we inhabit and disrupt. The infestation itself tells a deeper tale, rooted in our understanding of bees and their behavior. These incredible insects work in unison, driven by the collective need to thrive. However, the presence of the hive within the kangaroo highlights a grim truth about parasitism. Bees, particularly species that can adapt to such scenarios, can become parasites when they exploit a host for resources. With every minute that passes, this once spirited kangaroo loses vitality. In the sprawling wilderness, where life's harshest dramas unfold in quiet brutality, an unsettling tableau emerges. An elephant whose massive form is marred not by the common scars of survival, but by an appalling hive woven into its flesh. This is no ordinary injury. It is a grotesque testament to nature's indifference and the complex interplay between species, a wound that pulsates with the buzzing, writhing infestation of countless bees. The sight is at once repulsive and fascinating, a living canvas of decay and stubborn persistence, where the elephant's skin, usually a fortress against the elements, becomes the battleground for an invasion so intimate and relentless that it seems to suck the very life from the creature beneath. This beehive wound, festering with dark honey and swollen tissue, is more than a simple parasite-host relationship. It reveals a junction where biology and tragedy merge. The bees, usually heralded as symbols of industrious harmony, here become dark agents of torment. Their relentless burrowing into the thick hide introduces a maelstrom of infection and pain. The hive, instead of sitting serenely in a tree, festers in the elephant's flawed sanctuary, the immune system stretched thin against a microscopic onslaught that festers under the scabs and pus, a silent nightmare expanding daily. Each sting, each cell of wax, and honeycomb laid down within the wound, serves as both an irritant and incubator, amplifying swelling and drawing the elephant deeper into a cycle of suffering. The infestation on such an unlikely host begins where the environment and opportunity collide. These aren't the typical arboreal hives found above or within hollowed logs, but a parasitic aberration spawned when bees seek refuge in the unlikeliest of places after disturbance or collapse of more conventional nesting sites. The elephant, weakened perhaps by illness, injury, or human encroachment, presents an open door. The bees exploit this breach, infiltrating the damaged skin, layering wax, and producing honey that festers between torn flesh and blood. The wound's interior becomes a hive suspended within the living tissue, a grotesque fusion of wax and flesh teeming with larvae and buzzing bodies. The honey, once a symbol of sweetness, now acts as a nutrient stew for bacteria and fungi, exacerbating infection and decay, heightening the elephant's fever, its slow and brutal decline legible in every drip of pus and every angry sting. On a microbial level, the infestation unleashes a complex war. The bee venom, in the quiet corners of suburbia, where the sun shines bright and the grass grows lush, a dark tale unfolds, one that intertwines the innocent joy of a dog with the sinister sting of nature's most industrious creatures. Meet Max, a golden retriever with a heart as big as his appetite for adventure. But today, Max's playful spirit is overshadowed by a horrific wound, a gruesome testament to the wrath of a beehive. As we delve into this unsettling story, prepare yourself for a journey that reveals the raw, unfiltered reality of nature's balance, a balance that can tip from beauty to brutality in the blink of an eye. Once a vibrant bundle of fur and energy, now lies in agony, his body a canvas of suffering. The source of his torment? A bee infestation that has taken hold of his back, transforming it into a grotesque landscape of swollen flesh and angry, buzzing insects. The hive, nestled in the crook of a nearby tree, has unleashed its fury upon this unsuspecting canine, turning a simple romp in the yard into a nightmare. The sight is enough to make even the strongest stomach churn. The skin around the hive is inflamed, a sickly shade of red, while the bees, like tiny malevolent soldiers, swarm around their home, defending it with a ferocity that belies their size. And as we examine the wound, we find ourselves confronted with the stark reality of bee behavior. These creatures, often celebrated for their role in pollination and honey production, can become vicious defenders of their territory. When threatened, they unleash a barrage of stings, injecting venom that causes pain and swelling. In Max's case, the sheer number of stings has led to a severe allergic reaction, a condition known as anaphylaxis, which can be fatal if not treated promptly. The bees, in their instinctual drive to protect their hive, have unwittingly turned this innocent dog into a victim of their primal instincts. The infestation is not merely a physical ailment. It is a reflection of the complex relationship between humans, animals, and nature. As we ponder the circumstances that led to this tragic event, we must consider the role of human encroachment on natural habitat. In the quiet, pastoral landscape, a chilling sight emerges. A sheep, once a symbol of innocence, now bears a horrific wound, a grotesque reminder of nature's darker side. The gaping hole in its side, a hive of buzzing chaos, is not merely an injury, it is a testament to the relentless power of the natural world. As we draw closer, the sound of frantic buzzing fills the air, a cacophony of life and death intertwined. This sheep, a victim of a bee infestation, has become an unwilling host to a swarm of honeybees, their tiny bodies working tirelessly to establish a colony within the soft flesh of their unfortunate host. The sight is both fascinating and repulsive, a stark reminder of the thin line between life and decay. The infestation begins innocently enough, with a few curious bees drawn to the sheep's wool, perhaps mistaking it for a suitable nesting ground. But as the queen bee lays her eggs, the situation spirals into a grotesque reality. The larvae hatch, burrowing deeper into the sheep's flesh, feeding on the living tissue, creating a festering wound that oozes with a mixture of blood and pus. The sheep, in its agony, becomes a living hive, a grotesque spectacle of nature's brutality. The buzzing intensifies, a haunting symphony of survival, as the bees thrive in their new environment, oblivious to the suffering they cause. As we delve deeper into this dark narrative, we must confront the ethical implications of such infestations. Nature, in its raw form, often appears merciless. The bees, driven by instinct, do not comprehend the pain they inflict. They are simply